let's go. Actually, let's get started. Let's go.
Cool. All right, guys. So we're gonna be starting with our first topic of the day. We're gonna be talking about Star Wars Acolyte. So yeah, Star Wars is gonna be releasing a series called Star Wars Acolyte, which is basically a prequel. So these events happened before the Phantom Menace. And the cast includes Carrie-Anne Moss. Most of us know Carrie-Anne Moss as Trinity in The Matrix, right? It also has who's this lady again? She was in Colombiana. She was the girl in Colombiana. She was also in Everything. Her name is, what's her name again? Amanda Steinberg. Amanda Steinberg, right?
Amanda.
Yeah, Steinberg.
Amanda, yeah.
No, it's Amanda. No, it's Amanda.
No, it's Amanda.
Like aware too.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes,
Amanda.
it's Amanda. It's Amanda.
Amanda, yeah. So I just wanted to show you guys the cast as well as we go through it.
South Africans are busy, man.
Probably
No,
one
she's
of the
not
parents.
South African. She's
Yeah,
not South
probably-
African, but
the
the
parents?
parents. No. Like the parents. When I say she's not South African, I'm talking about the parents.
Right.
She's not South African, but the parents, for whatever reason, they got hold of, they knew of the Mandela story, and then the Amandla thing sounded cool to them, etc., etc.
Okay.
But
Okay.
she's not South African. We can't claim her.
Oh, there's no
She's
South
not
African.
Zandile. She's not Zandile. She's not Zandile Kat.
She's not Gugumba Taro.
We'll claim the name then. It's fine. We'll claim the
Or
name.
God Brisi Dibe or something like that. Yeah.
But
Fun
Jodie
fact.
Turner-Smith is in there as well.
Fun fact. Was this just so you guys know, the whole Wakanda for everything in the comic books before the movies, that was the catchphrase in Wakanda. It was Amandla.
Amandla, yeah. Because I remember
Except
in
they
the
said
Marvel Knights,
they said Amandala. And I was like, why? I remember I had to fight with somebody online. I was like, no, it's Amandla. No, it's Amandala. I'm telling you now. Check my location.
Dude, you're South African. Like, why would you be okay?
Ever heard a British person say Lucas Kadebe?
Oh, God.
Lucas Radaby.
Yeah, right.
Hey, dude, I used to watch him there at Leeds. You know that dude is so popular in Leeds. It's ridiculous, bro. He's got a street named after him. He's got a beer named after him. He's got a bus stop named after him. He's got the band Kaiser Chiefs. They got their name from the club Kaiser Chiefs.
Yes.
He goes there. Oh, he's got a suite at Ellen Road. He's got there's the Lucas Hadebe suite. So if he lands in Leeds, that man pays for nothing, bro.
He's a legend.
That man pays for.
He's a legend, dog.
They still call him captain. Till this day. It was like his birthday a couple of weeks ago, and people from Leeds were still saying "Captain, my captain." And also there's a lot of kids called Lucas because of him in Leeds right now.
Yes, I've heard about that.
Like he was that popular, bro.
He's colonizing that.
Hey, dog. One of his most famous moments in a Leeds shirt. Excuse the tangent. The goalkeeper got a red card. The goalkeeper got a red card in about the 30th minute.
Holy cow!
Right, the 30th minute, and they didn't have a reserve goalkeeper on the bench.
Yes, and
he had to be, he had to be the goalkeeper.
Right.
Yes, against Manchester, the Sir Alex Ferguson, Manchester United.
I'm glad.
And you know,
you had to specify.
No, I had to specify because this is not this reincarnation that we have now. I'm talking about the Sir Alex Ferguson, Manchester United, and they only lost 1-0, and they literally scored in like the 80-something minute.
Oh damn!
So you can imagine a whole defender almost kept a clean sheet against Manchester United.
Oh,
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so going back to the cast, guys, I just want to say... so the other person that I recognize here is Charlie Bennett. He is in Russian Doll. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Russian Doll, but I don't know everybody else here.
Lee Jung Jao, I've seen him before.
The main character from Squid Games.
I believe so.
Yes.
I wonder if they had him dubbed for Squid Games because his English is great in this trailer. So I'm just like, I wonder if he dubbed.
It's as if he was American in here, dog. Oh. I think that's why I didn't even think it was him.
Yeah, it's him.
That is crazy.
That's very crazy.
But anyway, from what I hear, the character that Carrie-Anne Moss is portraying in Acolyte is basically inspired by Trinity. The reason they even included her in this thing is because
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
That's what I read. I don't know if it's true.
If she flies, I'm gonna be angry.
No, the Force can do anything. Like Leia came out of space. Like Leia pulled a Superman in space.
The Force jump.
It wasn't a Force jump. She was literally dead in space, and then she just decided, oh,
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I think they rewrote that scene. I think she probably might have died, but they had to rewrite it.
Yep.
No, I thought it was like a great send-off. I was about to shed tears. I was like, oh man, Leia's out the game. And then she starts floating, and I was like, no.
So what do you guys think of the trailer?
So it's... the thing is, after Ahsoka, right? After Ahsoka, it's just like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be excited about any of this. Because Ahsoka also had a pretty decent trailer, from what I remember. And I'm just like, yeah, they've got the music, they've got these cuts, you know, they've got like some flipping things. But when we get into it, is the action going to be that consistent? Are the performances going to be that consistent?
Or are they only showing us the best parts?
Yeah, and then also on top of that, it's like, do I care? Because I'm actually kind of sick of Star Wars' history, if you understand what I'm saying.
I get
like
you.
It feels like they keep messing up the future, so we have to keep going backwards. And it's just like, when do we get to the point?
Up the future.
Yeah, and I'm saying, when do we get, like, are we going to get to the point where it's like, you know, the first Jedi ever, who ever discovered the temples and the Force, and it's going to be like this ancient history where this guy is wandering in a cave and he discovers like a Macran, what was it? A Macran crystal or whatever it was. And then he discovers the Force or something. How far are we going to go back with this? Because I'm just like...
I agree with you, because I was also thinking about Baylan Skull actually during the day. Like, what's going to happen to him? What's his story? Where is he?
Well, just so you guys know, yes, actually, they have gone 10,000 years back. I forgot, it's called Jedi not Old Republic, but something else.
The order, something like that.
It goes back 10,000 years. So yes, they will go back. Yes. I don't even understand the question. No, but
and also, like, shout out to the fake. I'm saying shout out to the fake ass Vader in this trailer, because I'm just like, oh god, you guys cannot let this visual go.
Vader, dog. And here's the thing: it's so funny that you mentioned that, because technically, if you think about Star Wars, right, Vader wore the thing because he had burnt in fire. That's why he wore it.
Yes.
Why? And Kylo Ren wore it because he's trying to honor Vader. So why is a guy from like 100 years back wearing it? It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. Look, apart from being burnt, Vader didn't have arms or legs anymore. So he's practically a cyborg.
What parts? Yes. So now who's this? Why is this?
I don't know.
And why are they doing the Vader hallway thing again? Like, he's walking in the shadows with the red lightsaber. Like, do a Darth Maul. Switch it up.
Yeah,
maybe a Sarge Ventress. Something.
Exactly. Someone once said the problem with Star Wars is that it's too small. And I think they're right. So it's small. It's an entire universe, but it's this big. And it doesn't make sense. I think they need to come up with new ideas. They can do it. I believe.
I mean, like, that's why Star Wars Visions was so cool, because like it was like, we're not Luke Skywalkering, we're not like, this is something else entirely. Like that whole samurai who looked like he used to be a Sith apparently, because he was using a red, and then he was fighting other Sith to protect the town, Samurai 7 style or 7 Samurai style, whichever one. Like stuff like that to me is like, and also I feel like they need to introduce new classes. Like, for example, I know that people reject this idea, but I like the idea of people who are resistant to the Force but can't use it. Like, it's like you know, not specifically they're resistant in the fact that you can't use the Force against them, but like if you try to Force choke them, they have a technique they can break out of a Force choke, but you can still chuck things at them and stuff like that.
The flying guy from the Phantom Menace who can't be mind tricked.
Something like that, yeah.
You just can't mind trick him.
yeah, like start introducing stuff like that, and then also like don't introduce new characters and screw them over. Hi Finn, hi Poe, actually hi Ray,
Hi
because
Sabine.
everybody got screwed. Everybody.
Yeah.
Like Ray, all her personality from Force Awakens just got kicked out of the window when it came to Last Jedi, and then it was worse when we got to Rise of Skywalker. Because I mean, I saw like 10 minutes of that, and I was just like, I'm out.
Yeah, because every director was trying to fix the last director's problems, so they ended up with a mess.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, for me, I'm not really excited by like Star Wars or anything, and I'm not a super fan where I'm gonna go back into the lore and try and learn everything, because it feels like homework at this point. It feels like.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Nothing. Like, for example, I cannot go into Marvel, and you can. So, like, to me, that's like, I like Star Wars more than Marvel, so I can kind of dig into it. Even though what I'm seeing now, I'm not liking that much because it's cliche. Because, oh, you're telling me there's something wrong with the Jedi again? Again! They went from being the good guys in 4, 5, and 6 to being flawed in 1, 2, 3. Because remember, there were problems with the Jedi's in 1, 2, 3. That's why Anakin
Attack of the Clones and whatever. Yeah.
There's problems with them. That's why they lost, because there were problems. Then in 4, then in 6, 7, 8, whatever, 7, 8, 9, there's problems with them again. Now we're doing it again. There's problems. I thought it was supposed to be good versus evil. When do we get good Jedi again? Like, do you know what I mean?
That's why I think Obi-Wan stood out so much.
Evil must be the Jedi, apparently.
Yes.
Padawan. Like,
again, because you see, what's nice about Obi-Wan, right? Someone broke it down nicely for me, because when you watch the prequels, right? Obi-Wan is loyal to the Jedi, right? The Jedi Order. Yeah. Whereas other people question it, right? And other people challenge it. And because of his absolute loyalty, he doesn't see what's happening to Anakin. Do you know what I mean? So he ends up, because of that loyalty, he ends up falling away from it, and then him and Anakin end up clashing. Like, he doesn't even properly try to match Anakin halfway, because he's so loyal to the Jedi Order. Do you know what I mean? And then think he's against the Jedi Order, so they can only clash. If you think about it, rewatch the movies again. It's actually, it's better writing than it deserves to be, if you consider how.
And he was getting promoted in every sequel. Like, he became like a council member, Jedi Master, this and that. While Anakin was struggling.
You Jedi, but not a master ever.
No, I'm talking about Qui-Gon, not.
Qui-Gon, yes.
I mean, sorry.
No, Obi-Wan, yeah.
Oh,
no,
yes.
I think the thing is with those movies is that they just didn't have time to breathe. It was kind of like they had to cram a lot of development into like those. Like, if I was writing it, basically, like the OG Star Wars would have been the 7, 8, 9. And then we would have had 3 movies where we build up Anakin and Obi-Wan and they bond. And then we get to 4, 5, and then we get to, 1, 2, 3, and then we get 4, 5, and 6, where we get the fall of Anakin. Because I feel like, when we get to, what was it? Revenge of the Sith, right? Like, you get to see some, like, bonding moments with them, and you're just like, yeah, if we got more of that, this would be way more tragic. Because, like, the way everything plays out, like, the way Vader comes in A New Hope, and the banter that him and... that fight is boring as hell, so it's like, at least the dialogue is decent, thank God. Because otherwise, like, I would have been asleep, personally. But, like,
it's more to you if they'd been more explaining. Do you know what I mean? But instead, we end up with people talking. Remember, it's people in rooms talking. It's supposed to be an adventure series. Why am I listening to a Senate meeting for 2 hours?
Anyway, sorry, Zuko. What do you think, bro? We've been talking.
Yeah, you've been quiet.
I'm bored out of my mind of more Star Wars. I'm literally. I feel like I'm those people who say no more superhero movies. Yeah. I'm like no more Star Wars. I'm at that point. I haven't even.
You have Star Wars fatigue.
I have Star Wars fatigue. I didn't finish the Kylo Ren ones. I was just like, what is going on here? Because I thought Finn was gonna have a bigger role. And then when I saw the first one, and I was like, so Ufini and Emanje Kanzagani, Jedi yake Isaiba yake EP.
Dog, even Kylo Ren is like, oh no, Kylo Ren said he wanted to train Rey, not Finn. Okay.
No, the other thing is that movie
so
lied
and
to us
then
because
I haven't even watched Ahsoka because wow, the reviews from the panel
Oh my goodness!
did not give me hope to watch it. I haven't watched Obi-Wan. I haven't I think the last movie I watched of Star Wars is that one with Donnie Yen in it.
Rogue One.
Yeah, that's the last Star Wars movie I have watched. So I don't even. And then obviously the one with Finn. Oh wait, because which one came out first? Was it?
No, Force Awakens came out first.
Force Awakens.
So Rogue One came out in the middle of all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Rogue One is the last Star Wars movie because
I watched Force Awakens. You didn't get to Last Jedi.
I didn't even bother because after the whole Finn debacle in the first one already, I was like, but Finn, I thought he was because he was a clone and he got conscious. So I figured something great was gonna happen, and all I saw was he was the funny sidekick, and I was like, oh, another black funny sidekick. Oh, how original!
I mean, that movie was like. Yeah, I'm saying that movie was so inconsistent. Well, one, he's not a clone because it was just like they were just taking people off planet now to become stormtroopers. So they were just brainwashing people. They weren't cloning them anymore. Because apparently there was like an issue with cloning, something to do with what's his name, Jango Fett. Something with how the Jango Fett Boba Fett's dad, like something like the clones, something was happening with them. Anyway, the Star Wars people who know will leave paragraphs in the comment section to explain
please, give us that Attack of the Clones horrible film analogy.
No, it's the Bad Batch to understand what's going on about the cloning situation, where you see them getting replaced, where you see the clones getting fired and being removed. It's the cartoon, the Bad Batch. Watch that.
Okay.
I think
that looked decent. That looked decent. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the trailer of that one. That looked decent.
It's very kid friendly, even though the last few episodes are actually kind of dark. But it's very kid friendly, decent pacing. It's all right. 7 out of 10.
So you see, so they can make a fun kid Star Wars. So why can't we just make a fun one for adults as well? Huh?
That's what George Lucas intended for in the beginning when he did A New Hope. If you remember, A New Hope was not meant to be like this serious dark thing. It was just meant to be like a kid-friendly adventure.
Remember, it's
I don't know. The thing is with Lucas, sometimes he's like Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, no, his memory is horrible.
He'll say one thing and then he'll show us another thing, because you can't show us Obi-Wan getting murdered and then just be like, yeah, this is supposed to be a kiddie adventure. Also, when I thought about it, he blew up the Death Star. Like, Luke blew up the Death Star. Do you know how many personnel were on that thing?
No, like, that's
mass murder. Like, when you think about it, that's mass murder, dog.
Dog, like he showed Princess Leia, like, yo, I'm doing this now.
I mean, also, like, we get to the second one, right? Empire Strikes Back, and then Leia is in like this one-piece bikini in chains next to what's his name? Why am I forgetting?
Jabba the Hutt.
There we go, Jabba the Hutt. I was about to be like the guy who Han Solo owes money to or whatever, and I'm just like, kid friendly. This is I don't know. Anyway,
that looked like a dream he had when he was 13.
Okay,
and now he can finally fulfill it.
Let's not forget something. In the 1980s and 1990s, PG meant something else entirely.
100%.
No, that's true.
Do you remember Indiana Jones? Also George Lucas. Niggas' skin peeling off their faces. How is that PG, guys?
Bro, Temple of Doom had voodoo in it,
actually, if you guys remember the first Ghostbusters, when the ghost, one of the ghosts, like the black Ghostbuster, apparently there was like a ghost that blows him or something, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, if we're being
actually, you're
like
right.
The black Ghostbuster went through a lot. Remember that train scene when an entire train moved past him, and he was, dog, he probably crapped his pants, dog. Because imagine seeing a train going past you. A train is long, dog. And it's a ghost train.
And you're still screaming the whole time. Oh, it's
screaming the whole time.
And don't forget, E.T.
was
PG. The Goonies was PG. Yeah. And there were some tense scenes there as well. There's a lot of wild movies that are PG that if they came out today,
the Gremlins was
I remember the Golden Child.
Yeah.
The Golden Child, the Eddie Murphy movie. It was 13. There's boobs in there, dog. It was 13. There's like Eddie's love interest. She shows the boobs. It was 13, dog.
Yeah,
it was
like, you remember that scene where
13.
There was this lady who has like a snake body or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like a mini dragon or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
I think it was
how's this
dragon.
PG? How's this PG? How's this PG?
That thing was PG-13. I'm like, dude, there's boobs. How is that PG-13?
But also going
like
back
they
to
didn't
this,
care, bro, man.
Going back to this, the trailer doesn't really reveal much. You barely see Amandla Steinberg. Some of it is quite dark. You don't actually see what's happening. You know, so it doesn't really tell you much. I know it's the first
but
trailer.
I mean, it just
and I'm
feels
hating
like
this.
Sorry, go ahead, Zuko. No, you go ahead.
I'm hating this thing of they don't know how to use lighting anymore. From what I'm seeing, they don't know what to do, so they make the scene dark, and then you just see something, and then like movement, and you don't actually see clearly what's happening. So you're also kind of assuming, and because your brain is so powerful, it kind of puts the pieces for you together.
Yeah.
But like the light is not used. Light is not used very well. Simple example. I'm the bad guy. You know by how I'm lit.
Yeah.
Like I'll be a little darker. It'll be sunny, but I will be in the shade, or I will wear a hat that will darken me. So you immediately your mind is like, okay, I need to watch out for this guy. Like we don't get those subtle clues anymore, you know, where someone does something and you just do a little eye shift when, you know, Rob says, yeah, I need to go sell my book. And then I do this. Kanti, and then it turns out I've been selling his book at a lower price. I've been stealing his stock and something like that, you know. Like there's no subtlety anymore. Like everything is literally just we are spoon fed. And even now with so as they say on American Twitter, we are losing recipes. Yeah. And I feel we're losing recipes in this because this could have in the trailer, everything's dark, so you don't know who's good, who's bad, and also it's not in the dark of in terms of like half of me will be dark, half of me will be good. So I know that that this guy, he's trying to do good or he's trying to do evil, but he's got a bit of good in him or he's got a bit of evil in him type of thing, you know? So it's those type of things in the trailer. I don't know why the Jedi are the enemy again, as well. Like the Jedi, look, if I understand that as the ruler, you will never please everyone. So I'm not even going to blame the Jedi for being the enemy in this case, because when you rule someone, no matter how good your systems are, your systems will never please everyone. Buckmeister likes T'Challa. Rob likes Star Wars. You like Marvel. You like these. Like I cannot please everyone. There's no way I can. So I understand you guys. Then I'm the ruler. I can understand now. Buckmeister's mad at me because I'm putting too much money on Star Wars. I can understand Rob is too mad at me because I'm giving too much attention to DC, etc., etc. So the fact that the Jedi are the bad guy again, I'm not stressed about that, because when you are in charge, you will always be the bad guy because you are always doing someone wrong because you did something good for someone else.
You can't please everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have no problem. I have no problem with them being the bad guy. I do hope that they make it clear why they're the bad guy. I don't want it to be just some like, oh no, they took my tea. You know, I don't want to do like some pathetic reason.
But I'm saying I think another thing that's a problem with this trailer is that I'm not sure who the main character is.
Yeah.
And Star Wars and these series have not been good at balancing characters. Like Obi-Wan flopped because they tried to split the screen time between Obi-Wan and Reva. And it was just like, you should have given Reva her own show. And you know how haunting it would have been for somebody who's committed so many atrocities to get one shot to try and kill Vader. And by the time they try, he just pones them. And now you just have to live with what you've done.
Yeah.
And basically, she can be a Jedi who has to atone for the fact that she was part of the Empire or something. Like that would have been a great redemption story. But no, we have to sandwich it in with Obi-Wan. We have to try and tell two stories at the same time, and these stories are clashing. Like
You're
it's
right.
not working.
It's
And
like with Ahsoka.
now that's another
like-
issue that happens. It's too much is fed into
Like 6
stories.
episodes or something. Yeah.
Never mind the episode length, just the story itself. If the story is Zuko journeys to Centurion to go give Buckmeister his thing. Let that be the journey. Don't, and obviously there'll be obstacles in my journey to getting the book to Buckmeister. But now don't make another story where when I'm going to Buckmeister, then I need to also give a book to Rob, and I also need to give my collectibles to Mr. Extrodin. Like that's the problem. Now too many things are happening.
Right.
I think it's also people.
And so instead of from one story, let the thing branch. They have like 3-4 stories, and then they're trying to merge those stories instead of having whatever alternative stories come from the singular story.
I think it's more of an okay, one of the reasons I like anime, right, is that Goku is the main character, and we follow Goku. We see Krillin and them and so, right, but you get Goku. Ichigo is the main character, to the point where I used to think it was a problem, but now when you see all these modern ensemble casts, you start to realize, no, it's actually the smart way of doing things. Look at Stranger Things. There's too many people in Stranger Things, and they all have to try and give them something to do, and it spreads too far, and it ends up as a mess. And over here, this hasn't even started yet. We haven't even got to know anyone yet, and there's already too many people doing too many things. It's already a mess. And what
I mean, the thing is, you can if you set out, like for example, Power Rangers seem to do this okay. When you set out to say, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, when you set out to say, I mean, yeah, or X-Men. Sometimes, in my opinion, sometimes they mess it up, but anyway, I'm not an X-Men fan, so you guys would know better. But the point is, if you're trying to do an ensemble, right? Like for example, Avengers 1, right? As much as we may not know, like even if you just watch it solo dolo, I feel you can still pick up who's who.
Yeah.
The way the writers are weaving these stories in, they're not trying to make it a singular narrative or a singular goal for a group of people. They're trying to make it that everybody's got diverging goals that don't make sense, but then they all have to be on the same journey. And
we have to figure it out. We have to figure it out in the process because things are half written. For
example, Ahsoka, right? Ahsoka. The goal is supposed to be to stop Thrawn. But then this one wants to go find Ezra. Then this one wants to train this one, and then they have to go across the thing to find the other one. And then somewhere Balon Skull has his own thing, and then Shin Hati also has a subplot in there where she's trying to figure out who she is, whether she's a Sith or she's a Jedi.
And then there's the Green Captain or Commander, whoever she is.
Oh wow, okay.
Dog, it's
all over the place. And I'm just like, I'm looking at this trailer now. There's this guy who has to bring in this one who used to be his student. Then there's a problem with the Jedi. Then there's this new cult that's being formed, and then there's an issue with the Jedi are the bad. It's like, and then there's Vader Light or Vader Zero.
Venom Vader. That's Venom Vader. Because smile, the Venom smile, it's Venom Vader, dog.
Yeah, basically. And now he's running around, and then everybody's like, who are you? So now we have to learn about this new guy. And it's like, guys, you're
too many stories. It's just too many stories because let's say from the Ahsoka one, they need to go and kill this person. Now, if on this journey, this person is trying to figure out if there's certain thing on the journey. If this person is, I need to train this person on the journey.
Like the
this
first
person
Star
needs
Wars.
to do on the journey.
Like
if everything is on the journey, like we get to town A and this guy says like, I need to stay because I need to train this. I will catch up with you guys. So it's still on the journey, but we know now why he needs to stay because he needs to fix his evil or his good side, whatever. But he will catch up to them. So as they travel, this one now gets whatever their problems is, and then boom. maybe they run into the next town, then they run into like, oh, I remember I betrayed this guy, so this is what the problem is, and that's the little conflict that happens. And that's why that ensemble casts work when people aren't too far away from the main character, so that we can, because the main character will carry the journey. And then also when their stories are helping to push the main character forward. But however, when now the stories are pushing the character but are doing nothing to the main character, that's when we start losing interest. Because right. If I bring a book to Rob, then this is the book that's gonna help him write this thing that he's been stuck with. So now I'm helping. I'm a side character in Rob's story. However, my journey in me getting to Rob has now helped Rob on his journey. So now the story is flowing.
Right.
So
yeah, I just want to add another element to that, because I think you're right. I think you could almost call it the Game of Thrones problem. So I feel like Game of Thrones did it so well that now everyone's trying to copy it in a way, and now it's coming off as ugly. But I want to talk about something else actually. Well, involving what you mentioned about lighting and color and stuff like that. I think, remember, sound and color tell the story as well, and it's kind of incredible that we kind of talk about this. Like, if you look at the image right now, did I put it up? Did you see it?
Yes. Yeah, we can see it.
It's brown on maroon on dark yellow. It's horrifying. This is like one image in a way. Do you know what I mean? It's too blended. Right. Like, I think that's a mistake they're making. And like you said, dark. Do you know what I mean? This is all dark. Like brown on brown on brown on yellow on brown. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Like it's monochromatic. Right.
Like the only point of interest seems to be the saber, and I guess that's not a bad idea. But I'm saying I guess it's not a bad idea, but like at the same time, if it's happening too often, then that's when it starts to feel like a whole blur. Like if there's not enough contrast or whatever.
Yeah. Like, and also, do you remember when colors used to represent themes or sounds?
Yes. Yes. Right.
Like, oh, Jack the Ripper is here, or like the shark from Jaws is here. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, I mean, Vader's the thingy. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, Imperial March.
My bad. There we go.
No, but like also just to go back to what you were saying earlier about how it was a Game of Thrones thing. Like, I don't like Game of Thrones personally, just because I think it was a lot, and like it's very cynical, and I don't enjoy cynical entertainment. But anyway,
like Grimdark.
No, not really. Especially when it's dark for dark's sake, because some stuff happens in there and it's just like that was unnecessary and you know it. But anyway. But anyway, I just think as a whole, one of the reasons why it worked is because there was the singular goal of the throne. Like whatever anybody did in there, it was related to the throne. The reason why they kind of lost the plot in season 8 is because now somebody has the throne that's like they have the throne now and they don't know what to do with it. Like they don't know where they're going with it. So now it's just crazy. Let's torch the town.
Yeah, and she drank. She got drunk, and that was all she did. Yeah,
basically. But I'm saying up until season 6, everybody is either vying for this thing or is related to this thing or like are dealing with consequences because of this thing.
Yeah, you're trying to help someone get it. You're trying to prevent someone to get it. You are trying to run away from it because it's harming you. Like something is happening because of the goal.
And here I don't see where we're going. And I'm just saying with Star Wars in general, I don't understand where this franchise is going to be. Like I don't understand. Like now they're going to make a Mandalorian movie, and I'm like, a whole movie on Grogu and Din Djarin. Are we sure?
Yeah, who wants to watch that?
And I'm saying like he doesn't have the pull, and I'm saying he doesn't have the pull that he had anymore. Like people aren't like.
So it was a hate crime.
Is it? Because I enjoyed season 1 and 2. I'm not gonna.
I'm saying like that was some great stuff, but the thing is, like season 1 and 2, it felt like we were going somewhere, and I think that's the thing. Star Wars, it feels like they're spinning their wheels so hard, and it's just like I've not seen any progression with this franchise whatsoever because they keep wanting to hold on to old imagery that nobody needs anymore. For example, I'm very sick of the whole motif of one Jedi per trilogy. I was like, it's like you guys had a whole council at some stage. You mean to tell me there's nobody else in the universe that can use this thing?
Right.
Nobody. You have to be a Palpatine. You have to be a Skywalker. You have
Obi-Wan. That's it.
Like there's nobody else. And then also it's just like I feel like for me personally, like the appeal of Thrawn, I feel like they should be a villain in the universe that is just like all this Force stuff needs to stop.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem. But I'm saying like there needs to be a villain that's like all this Force stuff needs to stop. Like we're shutting it all down, killing all Force users, and then we get to see like it's a classic 80s, 90s, 2000s trope. The enemy of my enemy. Like do something like that. Like
right.
Like switch it up. Like if you want to do evil, bring some new evil. Bring in some new type of evil, like bring in somebody that's like anti the Force or whatever, since like the Force is the cause of all the problems in the universe, by the way.
The be all and end all.
That's what sisters are about. They're witches, so they're supposed to be an alternative to the Force. That was what they were trying to do. But now instead of that, we're getting zombies, and it's like I don't think I want zombies in Star Wars. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah,
they were boring.
We have the Walking Dead.
No, I'm saying they like
the thing is Dawn of the Dead. We don't need it in Star Wars.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the thing is, it's not a bad idea in my opinion. It's just that it was so boring to watch. Like they didn't do anything interesting with it. Right. Like it was like, oh, the stormtroopers are zombies, and then that's it. And they don't even do anything zombie with it at all. And like the choreographing is boring.
See, that's the thing though. The movie, the Mandalorian movie, is actually going to be the Thrawn movie, basically. That's what I understand. It's not going to be Mandalorian the movie. It's going to be Thrawn the movie, and then everyone's supposed to come together and then fight Thrawn.
Actually, Pila called this last year. If you remember Buckmeister, Pila said exactly this. He said that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yep. And
but anyway, guys, I think we can just wrap it up. I don't know if you guys have final thoughts, but... Yeah, look, there's not much to the trailer. We didn't really see much. I didn't even see Amanda Steinberg in it. I think it's just a silhouette of her.
She's the assassin.
She's the assassin.
She's the one with the knives. She's the one with the knives.
But also, I'm just like, that's stupid to me because if I have the Force and you throw something at me, it's just zoom.
Yeah.
Like, how are you assassinating me with knives? Like, you got a knife at me.
Unless if she was using the knives with the Force or something.
No, maybe. But even so, maybe it's Force.
Maybe it's anti-Force knives. We don't know. Maybe it's anti-Force knives.
Stupidest thing in the world if that happens. I will be genuinely angry because you have to. There's a reason why Jedi don't use the Force against each other. There's actually lore about this where they're all at such a high level that they can't really do that to each other. Which is why whenever you see them fight, they always go like you know what I mean, like. Whenever they try to use it against each other, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't throw a lightsaber at a Force guy because that's dumb. It's like trying to throw...
It's like they repel. Huh? They repel each other.
Like, basically, it's like automatic. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So it's like...
Also, here's another thing. If the Jedi has this tumultuous history, it starts making the Anakin situation look even more stupid. Because it's just like, if you guys know that you have a history of being problematic in the universe, maybe you should do something about your organization such that you don't bring up problems in the universe.
Yes! Exactly. It's like the joke I make about the Rings of Power. Okay, if the Rings of Power is so diverse, does that mean that there was a genocide in between Rings of Power and Lord of the Rings?
Clearly. because all the black guys are gone.
Black dwarves are gone, black elves are gone, black soldiers are gone. What happened?
Anything black, everything black must go.
So it's just like when they
black genocide, everything black must go. Black Friday of black things.
Yes.
Like so when they keep doing these retroactive prequels and like they're not looking at the material anymore, it's just like I don't know how you're gonna justify this. Because now it makes them look so incompetent when they created Darth Vader.
Yes.
And that goes back to the other problem of people not reading the lore, understanding the lore, everything. Simple thing. The reason Game of Thrones season 1 to 6 was so good is because they were working from the books. So from 7 and 8, they were working. They had to now come up with the thing, but you can clearly see they didn't understand the story that they were telling. So they just. So even with Martin Consulting, they were just, because now they didn't have the template. They had to create the template themselves.
Which reminds me, did you guys actually see the clip? I'm sure you guys have seen it. That clip of like of all these MCU directors basically saying they know nothing about the law.
Yep.
Like, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
The guy who wrote Black Panther, was just like, T'Challa is too OP. I don't know how to challenge him. We're not sure what to do. So we had to write the movie the way we wrote it. And I'm like,
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
T'Challa has so many challenges. Yo. And then also the guy who did, no, but anyway, point being, to wrap it up, I don't know if I'm going to watch this unless we're reviewing it, Kim. You got to let me know. But otherwise, I have zero interest in like the Star Wars universe personally.
Yeah, look, the only thing that's making me interested.
Buckmeister, if you're not reviewing it, I'm not interested. It can go to the nearest sewage.
Okay, Rob.
I'm going to watch it because I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm probably gonna hate it.
Okay, look,
and then you're gonna hate yourself.
The only two people that are making me really want to be interested in watching it is Carrie Ann Moss, because I'm a huge Carrie Ann Moss fan, and also the guy from Squid Games. That's all. But we'll see how that goes. All right, guys.
I'm obsessed with Trinity, and I don't want to watch this. I'm obsessed.
Enough said, man.
I'll go back to Matrix. It's fine.
What are your thoughts about Star Wars Acolyte? Do let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And yeah, thanks. Let us know. Do you agree with us? Are you gonna watch it? Do you think we're talking nonsense? Do you agree with everything we said? Do you want to add anything? Let us know in the comments.